Hello everyone and welcome back to Learn Simple English, where learning English is easy and fun. I'm Ella.
Hello, Ella. Hi, everyone. It is so wonderful to be here today with all of you. I'm really excited about today's topic.
I'm excited too, Luke. You know, I was thinking this morning about all the plans I have for next month, and I realized how often we talk about the future in our everyday conversations.
Oh, that's so true. We're constantly making plans, talking about our goals, discussing what we're going to do tomorrow, next week, next year. The future's always on our minds.
Exactly. And you know what's interesting? In English, there are so many different ways to talk about the future. It's not just one grammar structure. We have different ways depending on what kind of future we're talking about.
Yes, and I think that confuses a lot of English learners. They learn will and going to in textbooks, but then they hear native speakers using all these other expressions and they get confused.
Right. So today, we're going to make it really simple. We're going to talk about how to discuss the future naturally, the way native speakers actually do it in real conversations.
I love this topic because it's so practical. Every day you need to talk about your plans, your predictions, your dreams for the future.
Exactly. Whether you're at work, with friends, or just planning your weekend, you need to know how to talk about the future comfortably and naturally.
And the good news is, once you understand the different ways we talk about the future, it becomes much easier.
Yes. And speaking of making things easier, before we dive into our lesson today, I want to ask all of you wonderful listeners for a small favor. If you're enjoying our podcast and finding these lessons helpful, please click the like button right now. It really helps us reach more English learners around the world.
And please subscribe to the Learn Simple English channel. When you subscribe, you'll get notifications for all our new episodes, and you'll never miss a lesson. We post fresh content every week.
Yes, and if you have friends, family members, or colleagues who are learning English, please share this podcast with them. They will really appreciate these practical tips, and it helps our channel grow so we can keep making these free lessons for everyone.
Okay, Ella, I'm ready. Where should we start? How do we begin talking about the future?
Well, I think the first thing we should talk about is the difference between plans and predictions, because we use different language for each one.
Oh, that's a great starting point. Can you explain what you mean by that?
Sure. A plan is something you've already decided to do. You've made a decision. Maybe you've prepared for it. For example, I'm meeting my friend for lunch tomorrow. That's a plan. You already arranged it.
Right. And a prediction is when you think something will happen in the future, but you're not controlling it. Like, I think it's going to rain tomorrow. You're not making it rain, you're just guessing what will happen.
Exactly. So when we talk about plans, things we've already decided and arranged, we usually use going to, or the present continuous. But when we make predictions or spontaneous decisions, we often use will.
Yes, but honestly, in casual conversation, native speakers mix these up all the time. We're not always following strict grammar rules.
That's so true, Luke. And that's what makes learning English from real conversations so important. You learn how people actually speak, not just how textbooks say we should speak.
Exactly. So let's talk about the most common ways to discuss the future. The first one is using going to. This is probably the most common way to talk about future plans.
Yes, going to is everywhere. We use it when we've already decided to do something, even if we haven't arranged all the details yet. For example, I'm going to learn Spanish next year. You've decided, but maybe you haven't enrolled in a class yet.
Right? Or, we're going to buy a new car soon. You've made the decision, you're planning for it, but you haven't done it yet.
Exactly. And we also use going to for predictions based on evidence we can see right now. Like if you look at dark clouds in the sky, you can say it's going to rain.
Yes, because you have evidence. You can see the clouds, so you're making a logical prediction. Or if someone is driving really fast and recklessly, you might say, he's going to have an accident if he keeps driving like that.
Good example. Now let's talk about will, because this is another very common way to talk about the future.
Yes, will is interesting because we use it in several different situations. First, we use it for predictions when we don't have specific evidence, just a general feeling or belief.
Right, like, I think the economy will improve next year. Or, she'll probably love this gift. You're making a guess based on your knowledge or intuition, not on specific evidence you can see right now.
Exactly. We also use will for spontaneous decisions we make at the moment of speaking. This is really common in everyday conversation.
Oh, yes. Like if someone says, I'm thirsty, you might immediately respond, I'll get you some water. You just decided in that moment.
Right. Or if the phone rings, you might say, I'll get it. You're making an instant decision. You didn't plan to answer the phone before it rang.
That's such a natural use of will. And we also use will for promises and offers, right?
Yes, definitely. I'll help you move next weekend, I promise. Or, don't worry, I'll take care of it. These are promises or offers of help.
Perfect examples. Now there's another way to talk about the future that I think is really important, especially for plans and arrangements. We use the present continuous.
Oh yes, this one surprises a lot of learners. They think the present continuous is only for things happening right now, but we use it all the time for future arrangements.
Exactly. We say things like, I'm meeting Sarah for coffee tomorrow afternoon, or we're flying to New York next Monday. These are arranged plans, usually with a specific time.
Right? The key is that these are arranged. You've coordinated with other people, you've set a time and place. It's in your calendar.
Yes, and this is probably the most natural way native speakers talk about their near-future plans in casual conversation.
Definitely. If someone asks me, what are you doing this weekend? I'll probably answer with the present, continuous. I'm going to the beach on Saturday, or I'm having dinner with my parents on Sunday.
Exactly. It just sounds more natural than saying, I will go to the beach, or even, I'm going to go to the beach.
Yes, those sound a bit more formal or uncertain. The present continuous shows it's a solid plan.
Now let's talk about the present simple for the future, because this is another one that confuses learners.
Right? We use the present simple for scheduled events, especially things like transportation, events, or programs that follow a timetable.
Yes. We say, the train leaves at 6:30, or the movie starts at 8 o'clock, or the conference begins next Tuesday.
These are things that are scheduled and won't change. They're on a timetable or calendar, and you can't control them.
Exactly. You wouldn't say, the train will leave at 6:30 because it's not a prediction or a spontaneous decision. It's a fixed schedule.
Right? And we also use the present simple in time clauses like after when, before, after, as soon as, and until.
Oh, this is important. Can you give some examples?
Sure. I'll call you when I get home. Or we'll start the meeting as soon as everyone arrives. Notice we use the present simple, after when, and as soon as, even though we're talking about the future.
Yes, that's a really important rule. A lot of learners want to say, when I will get home, but that's not correct. We say, when I get home.
Exactly. It's a strange rule, but once you get used to it, it becomes natural.
Now, let's practice some of these in natural conversations so people can hear how they sound in real life.
Good idea. Let's imagine we're two colleagues talking about our weekend plans on Friday afternoon at work.
Okay, I'll start. Hey Luke, do you have any plans for the weekend?
Actually, yes. I'm pretty busy this weekend. Tomorrow I'm going to my nephew's birthday party in the afternoon, and then on Sunday I'm helping my friend move to a new apartment.
Oh, that sounds like a full weekend. What time is the birthday party?
It starts at 2 o'clock, so I'll probably leave my house around 1:30. It's about a 30-minute drive. What about you? What are you doing this weekend?
I'm going hiking on Saturday morning if the weather is nice. I'm meeting some friends at the trailhead at 8 a.m.
That sounds lovely. What if it rains, though?
Well, if it rains, we'll probably just go to a cafe instead and catch up. We haven't seen each other in a while, so we'll find something to do.
That's a good backup plan. And what about Sunday?
Sunday, I'm going to relax at home. I think I'll read my book and maybe watch a movie. I've been so busy lately that I just want a quiet day.
That sounds perfect. I'm going to be exhausted after helping my friend move, so I'll probably do the same thing Sunday evening.
Moving is hard work. I hope your friend is providing pizza and drinks at least.
Oh, definitely. He promised he'll order pizza for everyone who helps. That's the universal payment for helping someone move.
That's so true. Well, I hope you have a great weekend.
You too. Enjoy your hike, and I'll see you on Monday.
See you Monday.
Okay, let's pause there. Did you notice how we use different future forms naturally in that conversation?
Yes. We used I'm going for arranged plans. It starts for scheduled times. I'll probably for things we're less certain about, and I'm going to for general intentions.
Exactly. And it all flowed naturally. We weren't thinking about grammar rules, we were just talking about our plans the way native speakers do.
Right. And that's what we want everyone listening to understand. Don't worry too much about which form is correct. Focus on what sounds natural.
Yes. And in most cases, if you use the wrong form, people will still understand you perfectly.
Absolutely. Communication is more important than perfect grammar.
Now let's talk about some other useful expressions for talking about the future. There are lots of phrases that native speakers use all the time.
Yes, let's start with expressing intentions. We often use I'm planning to, I'm thinking about, or I'm considering.
Right. These show that you're thinking about doing something, but you haven't made a final decision yet. I'm planning to take a trip to Japan next year, or I'm thinking about changing jobs.
Yes, and these sound more natural in casual conversation than just using going to or will all the time. They add nuance.
Exactly. Another useful phrase is I'm hoping to. This shows desire plus intention. I'm hoping to finish this project by Friday means you want to finish it and you're trying to, but you're not 100% certain.
That's a great one. I use I'm hoping to a lot. It's more humble and realistic than saying, I will definitely finish by Friday.
Yes, and there's I'm looking forward to for things you're excited about. I'm looking forward to the weekend, or I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Oh, and this is a good point to mention that after looking forward to, we use the ing form, not the infinitive. So it's I'm looking forward to seeing you, not to see you.
Good catch. That's a common mistake. The to here is a preposition, not part of the infinitive.
Right. Now what about when we want to talk about more distant future, like our life goals or long-term plans?
For distant future and life goals, we often use I want to, I'd like to, or I hope to.
Yes. I want to travel the world someday. Or I'd like to start my own business in the future. Or I hope to retire by the time I'm 60.
Exactly. These are dreams and goals, not immediate plans. They're things that might happen years from now.
And for predictions about the distant future, we can use I think will or I believe will.
Right. I think technology will change dramatically in the next 20 years. Or I believe we'll find solutions to climate change eventually.
These are predictions based on our opinions and beliefs about the future.
Yes. Now let's talk about how to ask people about their future plans, because that's a really important conversation skill.
Good idea. The most common question is probably, what are you doing? Followed by a time expression. What are you doing this weekend? Or, what are you doing tonight?
Yes. And notice we use the present continuous in the question, just like we do in the answer. What are you doing tonight? I'm meeting a friend for dinner.
Exactly. Another common question is, do you have any plans for, do you have any plans for the summer?
Right? And you can also ask, what are your plans? Which is very direct and natural.
Yes. For more distant future, you might ask, what do you want to do in the future? Or, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, that second one is a classic job interview question.
It is. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? It's asking about your long-term goals and ambitions.
Yes, and when you answer questions like that, you can use phrases like, I hope to be, or I'd like to be, or I'm aiming to.
Perfect. I hope to be managing my own team in 5 years. Or, I'd like to be living abroad by then.
Exactly. Now let's do another practice conversation, but this time let's talk about more distant future plans and dreams.
Okay, good idea. Let's imagine we're friends catching up over coffee and talking about our future goals.
Sounds good. I'll start. So Ella, I've been thinking a lot about the future lately. I'm considering making some big changes in my life.
Oh, really? What kind of changes are you thinking about?
Well, I'm planning to go back to school next year to get my master's degree. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I think it's time.
That's exciting. What will you study?
I want to study data science. I think it's going to be really important in the future, and I'm hoping it will open up new career opportunities for me.
That sounds like a great plan. Are you going to keep working while you study, or will you study full-time?
I'm not sure yet. I'm looking into part-time programs so I can keep my job, but we'll see. What about you? Do you have any big plans for the future?
Actually, yes. My partner and I are thinking about moving to a different city next year. We're both ready for a change, and we'd like to be closer to the mountains.
Wow, that's a big move. Which city are you considering?
We're looking at a few options. We're hoping to visit them over the next few months and then make a decision by the end of the year.
That's smart. It's good to visit first before you commit to such a big change. Will you look for new jobs there, or can you work remotely?
I'll be able to work remotely, which is great, but my partner is going to need to find a new job. We're hoping he'll find something before we move.
I'm sure he will. And what about longer term? Like, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
That's a big question. I hope to have my own business by then. I've always wanted to be my own boss, and I think in 10 years I'll be ready for that.
That's a wonderful goal. What kind of business would you like to start?
I'd like to open a small bookstore cafe. I know it's not the most profitable business idea, but it's something I'm really passionate about.
I think that sounds amazing. If you do it, I'll definitely be a regular customer. And who knows, maybe in 10 years I'll be a data scientist working remotely from your cafe.
I love that vision. Let's make it happen.
Deal.
Okay, let's pause there. That was a really natural conversation about future plans and dreams.
Yes, and we use so many different expressions. I'm considering, I'm planning to, I'm thinking about, I'm hoping to, I'd like to.
Exactly. All of those phrases added variety and nuance to the conversation. It wasn't just I will and I'm going to, over and over.
Right? And we also ask good follow-up questions to keep the conversation going and show interest.
Yes, that's so important. When someone shares their future plans with you, ask questions, show enthusiasm, encourage them.
Absolutely. Good conversations about the future aren't just about sharing information. They're about connecting with people and supporting their dreams.
Well said. Now, before we finish today's episode, let's talk about some common mistakes that learners make when talking about the future.
Good idea. The first mistake I hear a lot is using will for arranged plans, like saying, I will meet my friend tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
Right. That's grammatically correct, but it sounds unnatural. Native speakers would say, I'm meeting my friend tomorrow at 6 o'clock, because it's an arranged plan.
Exactly. Will sounds too formal or too uncertain for a plan that's already in your calendar.
Another common mistake is forgetting that we use the present simple after time words like when, after, before, and as soon as.
Yes, learners often say, "I'll call you when I will arrive," instead of "I'll call you when I arrive."
Right. Just remember, after those time words, use present simple even though you're talking about the future.
Another mistake is using will for predictions that have clear evidence, like saying it will rain when you can see dark storm clouds.
Right. In that case, it's going to rain sounds more natural because you can see the evidence.
Exactly. Will is better for general predictions without specific evidence. I think it'll rain a lot this winter is fine because you're making a general prediction.
Yes, these are subtle differences, but they do affect how natural you sound.
And remember, these aren't strict rules. Native speakers sometimes use these forms interchangeably in casual conversation.
That's true. The important thing is to be understood, not to be perfect.
Absolutely. And the more you listen to natural English conversations, the more you'll develop an ear for what sounds right.
Well, everyone, we've covered so much today. We talked about going to, will, present continuous, present simple, and lots of useful phrases for talking about the future.
Yes, and we practiced using them in natural conversations so you can hear how they sound in real life.
The most important thing to remember is that there are many ways to talk about the future in English, and native speakers use different forms depending on the situation and how they feel.
Right. Don't stress about choosing the perfect form. Focus on expressing your meaning clearly and you'll be understood.
Exactly. And the more you practice, the more natural it will become.
Well, everyone, we've reached the end of today's episode. We hope you found these tips helpful.
We would love to hear from you. In the comments below, please tell us about your future plans. What are you going to do this weekend? What are you hoping to do in the future? Share your dreams with us.
Yes, please practice using the phrases we taught today in your comments. We read all of them, and we love seeing you practice.
And if you enjoyed today's episode, please remember to like this video. It really helps other English learners find our channel and benefit from these lessons.
Please subscribe to Learn Simple English so you never miss our weekly episodes. We have so many more great topics planned for you.
And share this podcast with your friends, family, classmates, or anyone you know who is learning English. The more people we can help, the happier we are.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. You're all doing an amazing job with your English learning, and we're so proud of you.
Yes, keep practicing, keep dreaming about your future, and keep speaking English. Every conversation makes you better.
We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay curious and keep learning.
Goodbye, everyone. We're looking forward to seeing you next time.
Bye-bye. Take care.